I think, friends, we should give a big round of applause to our past president, Balakrishnan, who is such a great inspiration for all of us. I think most of the members present here, I've seen him on various occasions, various regional conferences. He's 78 years, and he has so much of love for the profession, love for the members. And now he's in Bangalore, he's recently shifted to Bangalore. I have the occasion of meeting him quite frequently. What I can see from him is the love for the profession, the pride in being a chartered accountant, and the love for the institute. I think hats off to you, sir, for your commitment, for your passion. And I'm sure all the chartered accountants present here would be immensely happy for the contributions, what you have done. I still remember when he was a president of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, way back in 1987, he was so popular. Even now, Mr. Balakrishnan is so active. I think he has given a lot of insights about how the profession would be moving forward. Thank you very much, Mr. Balakrishnan. Friends, it's time for me to make my presentation. So, I would like to thank Mr. Babu Abraham, a good friend of mine. I had the opportunity of working with him for one term in the council. Of course, I've seen him as the regional council member, extremely dedicated, passionate member, always working for the welfare of members in the country, and more so for the members in the state of Kerala. I've had the opportunity of visiting all the branches in Kerala, and I should compliment all the members of Kerala for the kind of support they've extended to all the activities of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. Having said this, I would like to greet our newly elected regional central council member, Mr. Kota Srinivas from Bangalore, who's here, and Rekha from Chennai. She's also been elected to the regional council. Of course, our president is not there, Mr. Nihar Jambusaria, and also the Mr. Babu Abraham. My compliments to Mr. Babu Abraham for initiating this project, for the foundation laying ceremony of the ICAI Ernakulam branch. A beautiful branch building is coming up shortly, and I'm sure it will be a great contribution to the profession here in this part of the country, God's own country, where we have so many chartered accountants practicing here, working here, so many students taking up the chartered accountancy course. The kind of state-of-the-art building that has been planned with a state-of-the-art computer center, reading halls, auditorium, I'm sure will be a game changer for all the students in and around Kerala. My compliments to the chairman, Mr. Warrior, for the excellent work he has been putting, Ranjit Warrior, and Mr. Babu Abraham for initiating this project. And we wish them good luck. And we would all see this afternoon when the Honorable Vice President of India, Mr. Venkaiah Naidu, would be laying the foundation stone for this beautiful branch building. As Mr. Balakrishnan rightly said, few years from now, we'll have a state-of-the-art building, and we will have an opportunity to visit Ernakulam once again and be a part of this celebration. Friends, greetings to you for the new year. It's time for business. Now, my presentation would be on what will be the future of the profession. I think a lot of our earlier speakers have spoken upon how technology would impact the profession. And my presentation would take you through how each one of us sitting here should plan the profession, how we need to build new generation firms, how we need to invest in technology, what is happening around us. So what I've done is I've just maybe the next 15 minutes to 20 minutes, I'll be talking about what is in store for each one of us. And to begin with, the current COVID scenario has impacted the global economy, and even the Indian economy has impacted very badly. And of course, when you look at US and Europe, many of the countries, they are on the brink, with rising unemployment, a recession setting in a few economies. And even in India, if you see, there's an overall deterioration in the business confidence. I'm sure when you're interacting with your clients, you're able to feel that. And many fiscal packages have been rolled out by the government of India, but yes, a lot more to be done. But then what is very important is that we as chartered accountants can play a very important role in trying to support the clients in these challenging times. Friends, every challenge is an opportunity. I think we should try to sort of motivate our clients, try to help our clients to see how they navigate through this troubled time. because we have a very important role to play, not only in helping our clients, but also helping the government. Government is looking forward for the support of the institute, for the support of our membership in ensuring that we're able to navigate through this, troubled times. And today, business is growing exponentially. The way business is happening on the internet, the way e-commerce has grown, I think a lot of opportunities for each one of us sitting here. I can only say that the accounting profession must remain resilient in the times of crisis, and we should take the lead in helping the economy to recover soon. Whether it is the clients, whether it's the government, we should put our foot forward and try to handhold them and support them so that they're able to navigate through this difficult time. So friends, having said this, what is the transformation that is required for all of us sitting here? Most of us being practicing chartered accountants, I think we need to leverage on technology. Our past president Balakrishnan very rightly said, there's a need for us to embrace technology. We have embraced it, but there's a need for us to see that how best we can leverage on technology to deliver our services. Today, clients are global. You're able to offer services to clients sitting here in Cochin. I've come across many chartered accountants in Cochin who are offering services to clients situated around the world. So you need to offer services to clients around the world. So you need to have a very strong technology backbone in your office. Yes, talent management is also very critical. How you build the right talent. Lot of new areas are opening up. You do not have the talent in your firm. How do you build the talent would be another challenge that each one of us would have. And finally, how advisory services would be the future. Yes, traditional areas like audit are under, you can say in the scanner, there's a fear that small audits for small companies might vanish. There's a fear that the threshold for tax audit should increase. And many chartered accountants whom I met in the morning said, Mr. Raghu, I think the institute should do something about this. Every sector of the economy would get impacted. All of us have seen the telecom revolution, how the entire telecom sector got impacted. So also I personally feel that our profession also would get impacted. There will be some changes that would take place. We should all be prepared for this change. So there's a need for us to focus on business advisory services. If you look at some of the top accounting firms globally, most of the revenue is coming from consulting. If you just look into what is the revenue from audit and assurance, revenue from consulting, both direct taxes, indirect taxes, revenue from advisory, you'll be surprised and maybe happy to note that around the world, whether it's Europe, whether it's United States of America, whether it's UAE, a lot of revenue is coming from consulting. So this is one area where each one of us should focus, strengthen our consulting verticals in our offices and see how best we can try to be of help to our client in providing business advisory services. So what is happening is that we are in the midst of a digital economy. The government is giving a big push to digital transactions and a lot of new business models are being developed. Who knew how the platforms like Dunzo, Zomato have all become household names. Thanks to COVID, even companies like PharmEasy became very where you're able to order your medicines online, your food online. Lot of educational portals also became popular, like Byju's. Many successful portals were able to offer, you can say coaching to students for all levels, whether it's primary, middle, high school, and even post-graduation. Online education became a big success. Of course, online banking was there, but UPI brought about a transformation, the way you scan the QR code. So what has happened is that today we find that we feel that e-commerce has transformed the way business is happening. Even traditional businesses have moved on to the e-commerce platform. Today, buying a tie or booking an air ticket or booking a holiday, everything is online. And all of us have seen the ease in which business is being carried out today. Today, we find the housewives, getting out of home and ordering for a Ola taxi or a, Uber rickshaw, and they're able to, do all their transactions, whether it's purchase of groceries, purchase of vegetables, everything has become online, and there's a huge transformation that has taken place. So when such a transformation has taken place, there'll be a change the way we carry out audit for such organizations. I think IT audit would also undergo a huge change. You need to build in the right kind of tools, IT applications to see that you're able to effectively audit the transactions that is happening online, because the client wants you to give an assurance that everything is happening fine, the payment gateway is working fine, dispatches are happening properly. So as a chartered accountant, I think you need to give an assurance to the management if it is having an online platform that everything is going fine. Today, you talk about e-wallets, as I told you, has become so popular, like Paytm or, Phone Pay. Stock market trading, you can sit at the comfort of your home and, trade in the stock market. Volumes of transactions, Zerodha is a good example. Millions of customers have, enrolled onto the Zerodha platform. They're able to transact online. Then we have online insurance portal, I think, where you can buy your medical insurance, personal insurance online. The way the whole invoicing is happening, tax computation is happening, everything has undergone a sea change. So I think in this scenario, there's a lot of change chartered accountants have to, be involved in. And we should be completely aware of how these e-commerce companies are operating. Coming to the startup ecosystem, there are plenty of opportunities in the startup ecosystem. This is one area I think each one of us should try to see how best we could focus on. I come from a city like Bangalore where the startup ecosystem is very, very active. As of June 3rd, 2021, there are more than 50,000 startups registered with the Government of India, and almost 70 unicorn startups have become unicorns in the year 2021. 70 startups have become unicorns, and in 2021 itself, more than 40 have entered. So we have all seen how, startups that entered the Indian Unicorn Club in 2021 is BharatPay, Cred, Meesho, Pharmacy, Vedantu. All this have become extremely popular and relevant. Yes, for startups, there are a lot of things you can support them. You can be their strategic partner. You can help them in accounting. You can help them in compliances. You can help them in payroll. Lot of opportunity. You can help them in funding, help them in preparing a business plan. Plenty of opportunities in the startup space. So I would suggest each one of you that yes, you should start advising startups. Startup space would continue to grow, and this is one area where we can offer our services. Talking about artificial intelligence would be built-in tax utilities. Way forward, I've seen a lot of tax utilities that has artificial intelligence tools. You'll be able to access the latest decisions of the Supreme Court, latest decisions of the High Court, the recent ITH editions on any section of the Income Tax Act or the GST Act using artificial intelligence. Businessmen can, automate their business processes, analyze the inventory, levels of inventory, everything using artificial intelligence. So you need to have the knowledge of AI, and chartered accountants having the knowledge of AI are in great demand globally. Blockchain, the banking sector would be the first sector to embrace blockchain. The Reserve Bank of India has given a mandate to all the public sector banks. They set up a task force to see how blockchain could be introduced to India. Maybe in a few years from now, all of us would need to have the knowledge of blockchain, because all your concurrent audits, all your revenue audits, your year-end statutory audits, everything would happen on a blockchain environment. I think the Digital Accounting Standards Board have a lot of courses on blockchain that will help you understand what blockchain is. I would not go into the details of blockchain because blockchain is a new technology, emerging technology. And myself and Mr. Manoj Fadnis, when we were on the IFAC board, when I was on the IFAC board, Mr. Manoj Fadnis, my technical advisor, there was a presentation by IBM on how blockchain would impact the auditing profession. So I see that the blockchain in the banking sector would impact, because in the banking sector today, most of our chartered accountants are involved in a variety of audits. So blockchain would bring about a change. Cloud accounting, Mr. Balakrishnan said how the data is moving to the cloud. It's time for us to move our client data also to the cloud, so that you can sit here at the comfort of your offices. If you're traveling, access all your clients' data. Of course, today all the softwares are cloud-based. You're able to file your GST returns wherever you're sitting, file your income tax returns. Cloud accounting is something that is becoming very, very popular. There's a need for us to invest in cloud infrastructure in our own offices. I think this is something which is lacking. I've gone around to many chartered account offices around the country. I think what is important is that we need to invest in a very robust IT infrastructure. So cloud is something that it's essential for you to move your clients' data to the cloud. Big data analytics, exciting opportunities. CAs having the knowledge of big data analytics. I see a lot of young chartered accountants sitting here. Could look at this as a career opportunity. Robotic process automation, a lot of routine activities like punching your invoices, doing your reconciliations can get automated. Then valuation, President talked about how valuation is becoming very, very popular. And today, the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India has a registered values organization, a Section 8 company. So if you are interested to become a valuation professional, if you want to get into valuation, I think this is a great opportunity. Then today, startup valuation also is gaining a lot of ground. You could be involved in valuation of a startup also. Mergers and acquisition, lot of mergers and acquisitions are happening. As chartered accountant, this is one area of practice where you can be involved in a merger, you could be involved in a takeover. You can help companies to unlock their value. Banking, having been a director of a nationalized bank in the recent past, I know how chartered accountants are contributing a lot to the growth of the banking sector. But in addition to the regular traditional audits, more chartered accountants are required in the field of forensic audit. I think this is one area which is very important. Frauds in the banking sector is increasing. And as the frauds are increasing, there's a need for forensic audits, and that is how forensic audit is gaining importance. In fact, during the pandemic, yes, you should get into it. And many times we feel that, if you go to England, chartered accountants with the knowledge of forensics are in great demand. If you have the knowledge of forensic, there's a job offers readily available to you in the entire Europe. So forensic audit is gaining ground in India, in the banking sector, corporate sector. Forensic auditors are in great demand. You should look at forensic accounting, IT consulting. Already we are there. And today with so many cyber frauds happening, there's a need for us to build a robust infrastructure to detect frauds, to see how best you can provide consulting services so that the cyber attacks, if it happens, everything is safe and secure. So cyber risk management has got an excellent opportunity for all of us. IFRS implementation, Mr. Vijay Kumar in the morning has talked about how IndAS is relevant for small and medium enterprises. IFRS globally is gaining ground. More than 150 countries have adopted IFRS in the preparation of financial statements. Our IndAS also is aligned with IFRS. So if you have the knowledge of IFRS, there's a career open for you around the world, whether it's Europe, whether it's America, whether it's UAE, whether it's Africa, whether it's Brazil. Opportunities are there in plenty. You should look at that. So this is a big picture, the international opportunity for all of you if you're an IFRS specialist. There's a great demand for valuation experts because in the IFRS regime, you need to have the knowledge of valuation. And yes, you could be involved in an IFRS transition project. Let us say if you're working in a company and the company is switching over to IFRS, you could be a part of the transition team. So what is the way forward for all of us? How do we go about it? Now that 2022 has set in, each of us would definitely like to see how we could, build our firms. I can only say, friends, that there's a need for each one of us. Yes, we are all having firms. I am also having a firm. Inherited a firm which is a 60-year-old firm. We are wedded to clients. We are used to the traditional areas of practice, but there's a need for us to build a new generation firm. What I would urge each one of you is that, yes, build a new generation firm. You can keep your existing firm intact. Because what I have seen when I've interacted with people, everyone is emotionally attached. They tell me, Mr. Raghu, I started my firm 30 years back. I started my firm 40 years back. I'm not keen on taking partners to my firm. I'm not keen on growing this business very aggressively. What my suggestion is that build a new generation firm. You can have an LLP. You can have a consulting company approved by the institute. Take young blood. Try to drive new talent in the organization and take up some of these areas which I've talked about so that you are able to leverage the opportunities that are available to each one of you. Finally, friends, upskilling is critical. I think that is something each one of us have to make it a point of see how best you can upskill yourself on a continuous basis, deep dive into some of the new emerging topics. And finally, as I said, technology, you have to embrace technology. There's no way. You have to work with IT vendors. You need to work with technology companies, understand emerging technologies, and try to see how best you can use technology to deliver services to clients abroad or within the country. And networking is something very, very critical. If you have to grow, you need to network with CA firms around the country, CA firms globally. You need to build your contacts, not only in Ernakulam, maybe around the country, and that's how you'll be able to grow. With these thoughts, friends, I can only say there's nothing for us to panic. There's a lot of opportunities for us. It's for us to see how best we can structure our services in the changing times. And as our past president, Mr. Balakrishnan, very rightly said, I think our profession has been able to navigate through all the challenges, and even the current challenges what we are facing will be able to effectively navigate and try to see how each one of us could be successful in this, you can say, changing scenario. I wish good luck to each one of you, and we'll be very happy to take any questions. Now I would request Mr. Manoj Fadnis. He was, incidentally, when I was the president of the institute, Mr. Manoj Fadnis was the vice president. We had the opportunity of traveling around the world. We were in CAPA. I was in IFAC as the board member. He was my technical advisor. When I was in CAPA as a director of the board, he also used to be in CAPA. Then we worked in SAFA. A great friend of mine, supported all the initiatives of the institute, and we're very happy to have him here. I'm sure he will give his perspective as to how the profession should move forward, how ethics is important, what are the changes that have happened to the ethical code, what are the current challenges that we are facing today with National Financial Reporting Authority, and some of the statutory concerns what we have. I think I've requested Mr. Manoj Fadnis to highlight some of them. I'm sure he'll be able to. Thank you very much.